Alright guys, welcome to game 1 of EXC versus MUFC. Finally got some bots ready to go and all the players are in. MUFC is going to be playing at a little bit of a disadvantage, about 200 millisecond ping, and EXC is about 140, but that's pretty much as close as we're going to be able to get it here. Unfortunately, it can be kind of a problem to make everything work out nicely. If you guys want to join us in IRC chat while you talk about the game, if you want to talk about the game, guys, hop onto IRC. It is webchat.quakenet.org, and then go to the channel #gg.dotacast. And there's already a ton of people in here talking about the awesome game. Lots of people representing Team MUFC, lots of fanboys. But right out of the bat, Sharky is going to ban a Shadow Demon. So my name's Purge, guys. I'm a Ghosty Gamers caster. I'm here very regularly and pretty excited. Woke up extra early. I set my alarm, woke myself up at 6:40 in the morning to cast this awesome game between the two teams. So I hope you guys enjoy this. You most definitely will. This is a best of 5 series. There's at least 2 other games past this one, and it's going to be really sweet, guys. I'm pretty excited. I've seen a few MUFC play a moderate amount of times, and they just always play so absolutely great. And there are the pings, about 130 to 210, 215. It's a little unfair, but I mean, I've seen teams with 40 ping lose to teams with 130 ping. It happens. It really comes more down to the teamwork. I mean, sure, there's going to be team fights where it becomes very disadvantageous to be on that kind of a delay, and it's going to sometimes make mistakes, but the better team almost always wins. It just makes it a little harder to do so, or might swing the advantage. I mean, Dota is a game about very small advantages, so it's understandable that it can make the difference. So very interesting bans from EXC so far. We see a Syllabear and a Enchantress now. I saw a little bit of chat about Syllabear before, so I'm assuming they're a little scared of MUFC's Syllabear. He hasn't really seen a lot of Dota 1 play recently, and there's just carries that are a lot more popular, and is the reason. We also see an Invoker, a Broodmother, and Enchantress is the last one, but one more to go. I'm not really sure who will be, probably Lich or maybe Ancient Apparition. I remember last time I casted MUFC, they said that Ancient Apparition wasn't popular in Southeast Asia, so we probably won't see him unless MUFC gets to pick up, and they will actually ban Ancient Apparition, but it is, of course, the Germans banning him. Now, I forgot to mute my Skype and a couple other things. Muting Skype. And I think that is good to go. Alright, first pick is going to be a Windrunner out of MUFC, and EXC immediately picks up a Puck and a Lycan here, pinging once again. Things are pretty consistent, about 130 for the Germans and about 200 to 210 for the Malaysians. So I think they're all on the same IP, so it's kind of interesting their IPs are different by that much. But two more picks here for MUFC. Lich is still in the pool. He can be very annoying, but Lycan at least can get a little escape from Lich by hopping into the jungle. $100 seconds left for Sharky to make his pickups. If you guys are just tuning in, we're watching the ROCCAT Gosucup number 4. This is the finals. We played so many teams. We played like 7 qualifiers. Each qualifier had 64 players, and every qualifier only produced, I believe, 4 players or 4 teams that went into the group stage. And then after the group stage, we took the highest ranked people who won the most games, and then we threw it into a tournament bracket and single elimination. And we're finally in the finals. This has been like 2 months of build up here. Had some issues with some of the semifinal games, the UE game, as well as the, who was the other one that took forever? I think it was Virus versus EXC, something like that. Can't quite remember. I believe that was it. Took forever for those games to be played, but finally into the finals here, getting the Gosucup done, and it's got a $2,500 prize pool. So once again, thank you to ROCCAT. As you guys can see, they make cool gaming gear. And next 2 picks can be a Lich Shadow Shaman. So I was expecting Lich to get picked up here because he is super good. His Dark Ritual is just obscenely powerful. And Rasta himself picked up, probably going to solo the mid, and Rasta can also be a very effective mid-game hero, basically because of his nuke His Forked Lightning, man, does about 300 damage. You can hit a couple heroes with that. So ganking with Rasta can be very effective. And then his Shadow Wards. Are they Shadow Wards? Serpent Wards, sorry. His Serpent Wards just can really take out towers, gives him some nice pushing viability, and even good team fight, especially if you can trap people in with those wards. So once again, if you guys are just tuning in, this is game 1 of the best of 5. We are live streaming this. My name is Purge, and Vengeful Spirit's gonna be the last pick for EXE, so I think that's pretty fun and pretty standard. Into the second round of banning, 2 bans for each player now. MUFC gets to start it off here. In terms of heroes, we may see some support bans out of EXE. Most likely, I guess that's going to be my expectation, and 1 solo hero. And it will be a Chen. Banning out the pushing hero, very interestingly. Kind of curious about the Chen ban. I guess they were probably anticipating EXE doing a Lycan Venge lane with a Chen in the jungle, and then Chen coming for ganks, but Lycan isn't that capable in lane ganks. He's got wolves, but that's pretty much it, so I feel like that's a little weird. I don't know. That's gonna, if I guess I wouldn't have expected a Chen pick out of EXE, but MUFC definitely knows way better than I do. And next ban is going to be an Obsidian Destroyer, interestingly. Kind of a weird anti-Lycan ban or a hard carry ban. I don't know if MUFC necessarily plays him a lot, but kind of interesting. In a way, though, I do like the Shadow Shaman pick against the Lycan. People are talking about it in chat. He does have a lot of crowd control. He does have, you know, that lasso or shackle, and he also has Hex. So that's, I mean, Hex isn't the best Lycan disable. Any Hex is going to still put Lycan at full movement speed when he ultis, but regardless, that's him not doing damage. Or if you catch him without his ulti on, it also works out quite nice. Still waiting on 1 more ban for each player. Sharky, once again, the MUFC captain here. People are asking if Mushi is playing. Let us check it out. Do not see him, and Sharky, net to effing good. KYXY, and taking back my love. That is MUFC players. EXE has moved the EDE, Rice.exe, Elite, and Juku. Can't remember what his actual name is. People were asking about it earlier. Scrolling. Alright, Nature's Prophet gets banned finally by Mushi here, down to 6 seconds. Or, I'm sorry, MUFC bans the Nature's Prophet. Definitely a capable solo hero that can gank very effectively, so. Up to 675 viewers, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it here at Ghost Gamers. Got 110 seconds on the clock before they get to ban their last hero. Definitely still a few capable nasty heroes in here. Sharky, I believe, is going to be looking for major support heroes, almost guaranteed. So I think banning a support hero would be their best option, assuming they pick one that they are efficiently scared of. But who will it be? We see a lot of Tidehunter bans in Dota 2, but not a lot of Tidehunter picks in Dota 1, which is kind of an interesting change. They do have a ranged hero currently, but it's they're actually going to ban a Batrider, banning another solo hero, which I don't necessarily like too much because, I mean, they could try lane the Windrunner with Lich or something like that, but, I mean, already Shadow Shaman pretty much has to solo, and Windrunner most likely going to solo, and Lich could also solo but can't play as a support, so it would have been kind of a weird pick if they picked Batrider. But Batrider is a pretty good counter to any BKB hero or carry. He's a very good anti-carry in a lot of ways. Flaming Lasso and also Flaming Lasso is just really good for picking off heroes, so in that sense, understandable. But Crystal Mania is going to be their support hero pick-off. It's going to be their first one. We'll see if they pick up a second one, but probably will not. They'll probably go for a hard carry. And speaking of hard carries, there's no anti-mage banned yet, guys. They could still pick up anti-mage over here. The Radiant team, unlikely to do so. Or, I'm sorry, the Sentinel team, but that's because they do have a Lycan. And Lycan is not a bad counter to anti-mage. So, if MUFC goes for anti-mage, I'll be a little surprised here. But it definitely could be the case. A Lich Crystal Maiden anti-mage tri-lane is not bad at all. And that could be very effective. I know MUFC does like to play Weaver as well. I've seen Mushi play him a few times, but may not be the case here. We got 83 seconds left for EXE's last pick, and then finally it'll be Sharky. Maybe it wasn't MUFC that was Weaver. Maybe it was Orange that I saw doing a couple Weavers. I can't quite remember. Alright, and they're going to pick up an Omni Knight, which is pretty interesting. That's going to be their solo hero, and that's going to allow Lycan to be able to have Repel in the early game without needing that BKB. So that could be really, really effective, especially against heroes like Rasta. And I'm going to maybe expect that Omni Knight to max out its Repel pretty fast. Opting for that over the Degen Aura. We got one pick left for Sharky. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be a hard carry? Is it going to be a semi-carry? Are they going to get a Priest of the Moon to pick up a Diffusal Blade against that Omni Knight that's going to really throw some kinks and do MUFC strategies? And they're going to go for a semi-carry. They're going to pick up Slardar for the minus armor, and that's going to be their anti-carry build, and most importantly, that's going to work quite good against bursting down Omni Knight, assuming he doesn't repel himself. So I think this is going to be pretty fun here. One more pick for EXE, and then we are going to play some freaking games. Probably not going to be a Balinar, probably going to be a support hero here, unless they end up jungling Lycan, in which case they could go for another semi-carry solo. Will they do that though? They have a lot of time on the clock, about 90 seconds here. MUFC almost surely going to go a Lich Crystal Maiden with a Slardar. The only downside to that tri-lane though is I believe Frost Nova and Crystal Nova or whatever, Crystal Maiden's AoE slow. I don't know if they count as the same debuff still. I know in Dota 2 that won't be the case, but Clockwork Goblin's going to be the last pick for a move. Yeah, that's going to be one of their solo heroes, and I guess they're going to jungle the Lycan. Maybe, where are they putting Vengeful Spirit? Maybe they'll just roam Venge the whole time, but that'd be a little weird as well, because he's going to be roaming onto solo lanes, and at some point there's going to be a tri-lane just owning face, so... Or Slardar's going to be supported by, or he could solo lane against Clockwork, and then Crystal Maiden and Lich will just shut down Lycan in the jungle and gank some of those other lanes. So we will see. This could be pretty hard. I think it's going to be a little weird for EXE, and possibly going to be a really hard game. I think they're going to be the ones to not necessarily make, I guess it's technically MUFC's game to make mistakes because they don't have a hard carry other than Slardar, who's really just a semi-carry. But I think MUFC is going to be able to set the pace for this game. Like I said, the EXE is a lot more solo lanes, so they won't have as many heroes roaming, or they won't have the ability to roam as many heroes. And since we do have a Omni Knight and a Clockwork Goblin, those could, I mean, Slardar could solo against either of those heroes. He's not going to need tri-lane support, basically. And as a result, the Crystal Maiden and the Lich are going to be able to roam semi-freely with smokes, gank the jungle, which is really, really effective against heroes like Lycan, and even ganking like after Omni Knight or Clockwork Goblin could be very effective. So the game has started here. Let's go over the players, guys. I haven't casted a Dota 1 game in a long time, but I'm excited here. The EDE is going to be playing Omni Knight. Leet is going to be playing Clockwork Goblin. Move is on the Vengeful Spirit. Juke is on the Fairy Dragon. And finally, Rice playing the Lycanthrope. For MUFC here, Sharky is going to be playing the Slardar. Net playing the Crystal Maiden. Too Effing Good playing the Lich. And finally, KYXY playing Shadow Shaman. One more hero. Taking Back My Love playing the Windrunner. Changes in the latency up in her. Here's the Rocket checking the bot lane. Will the Clockwork Goblin Rocket scout it out? I think we do have vision. Yes, indeed. The Wolf will spot that out as well. And they are going to be tri-lane on the bot lane, which is obviously really, really smart. Omni Knight is going to be there. This is going to force Lycan into the enemy jungle, which I think he's more likely to do, but he's going to resummon his wolves at about a couple seconds here. He's got 2 clarity potions with 1 tango. He will, these definitely look like major jungling items. And Clockwork Goblin may end up soloing the top lane, but it's going to be rough. Will they drop an offensive observer ward to stop the pull spot? They may drop a ward here. It's going to be the easiest camp for Lycan to kill at level 1, basically, by far. And if they stop that ward spot, or if they put a ward down there and prevent that spawn, that could be a pain in the butt here for Lycan. They are just waiting to drop the wards down. Will they drop one in a second? They maybe just be waiting for Lycan. They're going to spot the wolves, though. The wolves have come, and they're both going to get despawned. Yes, he did respawn there. Sent those out, and that's going to prevent them from getting an EXP from those wolves, so he does know what's going on. There's the observer ward on the creep camp. He can probably expect this to be the case, so it's going to be really hard for him to get ramped up here. And Omni Knight going to be soloing the bot lane. Another ward drop that's going to prevent this creep spawn and this creep spawn. And unless we see some sentry wards from some support hero, it's going to be really rough for Lycan here. So the eventual illusion is on the high ground. Lich and Crystal Maiden are just waiting for it, but they're going to spot an illusion. They don't necessarily expect this, and there is something just got popped. That is an observer ward, and there's the illusions being harassed, doing some harass. And Lycan will start off with the centaurs, which is going to be rough, man. This is not the way that he wanted to start this off. Illusions are tanking, or his wolves are tanking just a little bit, and he will be able to pick off that centaur, and once he does, he's going to be absolutely fine going against the centaur outrunner. Mid lane is Puck versus the Rasta, and top lane is the Clockwork Goblin versus the Windrunner. Kind of interesting. I think that's pretty good. I think Clockwork is probably a little bit more capable against Windrunner than Puck is, and Puck is surely much more capable against a Rasta than Clockwork Goblin is. So they are doing a tri-lane against the bottom. Vengeful Spirit apparently going to be pulling and supporting the Omni Knight, except the pulls are absolutely screwed. Just wards everywhere, man. That easy pull spot is just not going to be effective, and I think Lycan will switch jungles. This is oftentimes what you see when there is a lot of heavy warding on your side of the map. He's going to have to go into their jungle, and as a result, this is going to work out pretty good for him, because now the tri-lane is unlikely to be able to get ganks off of, or at the very least they're going to have to run a very far distance to gank him, because he is now going to be in their jungle. And Slardar and Lich going to continue here. I guess the Lich is going to keep despawning, doing dark rituals to shut down the Omni Knight a little bit, but he's going to have to be careful. They could still get a gank off. Even just doing a Slardar stun plus Frost Nova from the Lich could focus down his HP enough where he's going to have to be in a little bit of danger. And Slardar will immediately pick up some boots of speed, fast boosted speed. This is why he picked up 2 tangos, so that he has the item slots basically, and because Slardar with boots is actually a very good laning hero, as he does end up doing a lot of chasing. So nice find here. Going to scout out some satyrs, which is very nice. Those are very weak creep spawns. That's going to give Lycan some good CS. He is almost about to hit level 3 here, and they really need to do some ganks, otherwise they're not going to be effective. Crystal Maiden in position, looking like he wants to roam past, and I think he will just now. He does not want to get seen basically by this Puck, and I think he will now cross. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what he's doing, just kind of waiting. And there's some Frost Nova harass on the Omni Knight. Damage being done on the Windrunner. It is a stun by the Vengeful Spirit, but where's the actual one? There he is. And that's first blood, guys. Oh, are they going to get the Courier? Courier was coming to the Windrunner, but it's not going to be effective. Unfortunately for him, Clockwork Goblin taking a ton of damage. He's completely out of regen already with boots and a stout shield. Kind of surprising, up to 500 gold, but he's not going to have a ring health finish, so he will probably not stay in his lane here. Crystal Maiden roaming through the jungle, looking around for Lycan. They probably can realize at this point that Lycan is indeed in their own place. He is using that Quelling Blade very effectively. And Lich and Slardar are up to level 3. How is the Omni Knight doing, though? Probably not nearly as good. He's only at level 2, just about to hit level 3. And this is a result of no pulling and the Dark Ritual. It's going to constantly push the creep wave towards the Scourge side. Wow, this the Goblin Zeppelin going to absolutely spot out the Lycan. He knows that he has vision, popping the Courier Shield, and I think he's just going to keep going. He doesn't really give a shit, I think. Doesn't necessarily expect to get ganked all the way from the bot lane. And once again, Crystal Maiden is kind of roaming back and forth, not really accomplishing anything. No aura has yet been picked up for the Scourge team, and this is going to hurt the Rasta a little bit. He has been casting, and Windrunner as well. It's going to give him a couple less power shots here. Now Lycanthrope still in the jungle. He's got 300 gold. It looks like he probably has items coming to him, and indeed he does. It is Vlad's. This is Vlad's finished. Nope, just the Sobi Mask and the Basilius. He's going to be very close to his Vlad's. Still needs another 1200. Crystal Maiden going to sap a little EXP from the mid lane. Just about to pop level 2. We'll see if he just saps until he gets to level 3. This may be the case, since he is semi-underleveled. Puck with the Haste Rune ganking on the top lane. He does not have his level 6, and he spots, he gives vision to the Windrunner. Windrunner knows. Power Shot comes through. He does have the headdress and the Ring of Protection, but it's going to be really hard to get a gank off. I think he knows, man. I would be really surprised. Are we going to see the initiation? He's now running away. He must not have seen it. There's the silence. Is there a disable? Vengeful Spirit is slow, but they're still ganking this. The Shackle Shot isn't effective. There's the stun. And the nukes. Unfortunately, the cogs. Oh, wow. Very lucky. The The orb from Puck actually did get do the damage, but now Lycan actually in a lot of trouble, and Crystal Maiden, they do pick off Crystal Maiden, but Lycan goes down. A little bit of a dive there, not extremely well done. Probably should have ran the Wolves in first before anybody else dove in, and they lost 2 heroes there. Not the best trade ever. That was Venge going down. I think, did Puck survive? I don't even, yeah, Puck went to the mid lane. He may have died as well though, I'm not quite sure. I think Puck might have died. Venge died for sure, Lycan died for sure, and that was all for 1 Windrunner, so not really worth it. Crystal Maiden did end up getting picked off, but I think. I don't even remember anymore, guys. God, that was so long ago, whatever. Vengeful Spirit smoked up, Clockwork Goblin level 6 coming in for a gank. They're going to go on the Rasta. They just need vision. They're stunning on the Crystal Maiden. That's going to be an easy pick off. Crystal Maiden dies. 4 heroes are mid though, and Rasta's going to have to worry about that hook shot. Oh yeah. I haven't played Dota 1, casted a Dota 1 game in a long time, guys. Totally forgot to save. Game is 4-2 in EXC's favor, so they are doing very, very good. Slardar now up to level 5, pretty much getting free farm here. Omni-Knight can't really fight him out, especially because he has those power treads finished already. It's going to allow him to harass and just hit a lot more. I mean, Omni-Knight can do offensive purifications, which he seems to miss occasionally, but not the worst thing in the world. Windrunner going to harass. Clockwork Goblin just a few more times. He does go for the bottle, surprisingly. Not necessarily expecting that, but that does balance out his HP regen and his mana pool at the same time, which is kind of nice. And not going to see any runes quite yet. 6 minutes here. And Lycan back into his jungle. This is as a result of those wards finally despawning. So he's up to level 5. Not the worst situation in the world. He did die once, but he helped kill a hero. Did he get the kill, by the way? He did get a kill, so you know, that gold did go to him. It wasn't a complete waste, and could have been worse, basically. It's the best way to describe it. Shadow Shaman up to a magic wand with a Mantle of Intelligence and boots. No bottle yet for him, but he's up to 1k gold. Maybe he's just going to farm a super fast Arcane Boots, probably is what he's going for. He still has a Tango, so doesn't necessarily need a bottle. And Crystal Maiden just going to sap some EXP until he finally hits level 3, and as a result, we finally see a Brilliance Aura on the map, which is going to make a little bit of a difference for heroes like Slardar and Lich. If Slardar ever actually landed a disable. Revenge supporting now on the Omni-Knight. Omni-Knight's going to be able to get a little bit more EXP, but still, only boots on him. Not quite as farmed as you normally see. And Lycan will scout out a Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden will have to burn some disables here. And Lycan doing good damage, big hits, and that is going to be it. Crystal Maiden doesn't get any nukes off. Now going on the Slardar. Wow, did he take a lot of damage really fast there. Lycan Willie chased. He's getting blocked like crazy from his allies. And that is it for that game. Could have maybe killed the Slardar. That is the scary thing about Slardar, though. You pop haste, and all of a sudden you get minus armor, and you eat a purification. You hit it, take a few Lycan shots. You go from full HP to literally nothing. Can be a scary situation. You have to be so farmed on Slardar to not have to worry about the haste, basically, the haste bonus damage. 5-2 currently. Fairy Dragon, still no boots picked up on him. And Windrunner free farming top up to 600 gold. Picking up a TP scroll. A little bit of an ice block on the Lycanthrope. He's out of mana though, so it's going to be a little hard for him to go for any dive. Not going to be able to pop his ulti. Tower is getting moderately low here. I don't think Catapult will put it in deny range. Imp just might actually. Is it going to get it low enough? It does not. 6 HP. Very, very close there for the Scourge team. Could have denied that tower pretty easy. Just need one more Catapult shot. Lycan is back in the jungle. He is healing up. Vengeful Spirit is sapping some EXP here. It's going to pop him level 5. He's going to pick up a level 3 Magic Missile. And it's going to improve their ganking viability by just a little bit. Tower taking a lot of damage. That's Serpent Wards from the Rasta. He went to the top lane. Very, very easy tower to pick off. Will the wards be able to get it? Will Clockwork Goblin last hit it? He does not. KOXY gets the last hit. Lycanthrope pops level 7 in the jungle. And he will use his wolves to neutral that out. And while they actually killed the Clockwork Goblin there, I thought for sure he was going to be fine. He tried to deny there, but did not get it, and he stayed apparently. Big mistake from him. Windrunner picking up phase boots. And Rasta, he does have arcane boots up to 1500 gold. He's going to get a blink dagger in a second here. Now Omni-Knight back on the bot lane. 300 gold is all he has here. While Slardar is up to a Bracer Treads with a wand. Man, he is just so behind in comparison. 5-3 is the current score. Lycan's still in the jungle up to level 7. Is his Vlad's going to be completed? I believe it will be. And indeed, there's Lycan's Vlad's up to 5 armor now. Going to be lifestealing. His wolves will be lifestealing and he gets that base 2 HP regen per second. Thank you, Vlad's buff, making all the difference. He is life-stealing. About 10 HP here per hit, so he'll be active full in about 20 or 30 seconds. There's another Orb Harass going on the Crystal Maiden. Puck will actually go for this, and a nice hook shot from the Clockwork Goblin. He's going to easily guarantee that kill. Good coordination there. There's a support TP from the Windrunner, but that's about it. Phase Boots would lose some decent damage to Puck since he does have low armor. And Clockwork Goblin must be happy with that easy gank off there. He does have an urn. Slardar still farming. He's up to 500 gold. How is that Rasta doing? That's what I want to know. He's the man that almost has Blink Dagger, but a nice smoke from the Lich and the Rasta. They will be going in, but the nice cogs from Clockwork, he's going to find the other two heroes. I don't know if he necessarily saw that coming. He doesn't get the battery salt off, though, and as a result, Shackle is way late, and that's it for Clockwork Goblin. They are now chasing against the other two heroes, but I don't think they're going to be able to get kills off. It's going to be hard to say. Puck is here invisible. Will he initiate? He does not have an ulti, though. He spots out the Crystal Maiden. He may burst on the Slardar if they get a little support. Is he going to have big burst? He's only going to have about 3/4 of his normal burst damage. And here comes the initiation. Puck will start it off. Wolves will be hitting him as well. There are the hits. They are critting for pretty decent there. He dodges one stun. Actually, they take good damage, though. And that's it. He even spending amp damage on those Lycan Wolves. Lycan really wants to go in on this, and Puck is ready. There's the first silence. And Rasta will end up dying. Slithering Guard takes some nukes as well, chasing on Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden will probably die as a result. And a nice stun. I cannot believe that landed. Repel a little late here for Omni Knight. Will Lycan be able to get it? No, unfortunately, had to give the kill to that Puck there. And another orb coming through. Puck in a little trouble, but they will be fine. Slardar will escape here. Just a little bit of a mistake from Omni. I don't know if he was on cooldown or what, but Lycan unable to go Magic Immune. Doesn't get the kill on the Crystal Maiden, and as a result, not going to get follow-up either on the rest of the players, so a little bit of a loss there for EXE, but they're going to be going for the tower now. Wow, big deny from Windrunner, but will they pay for it? Clockwork Goblin initiates, and the chain stunning on Windrunner makes him pay for that. Ulti on the Lich as well, and a huge team fight here. Rasta running in, going in a little far. Support TP, Slardar coming in. Will he stun a couple heroes? He does indeed, and there is the initiation. Omni Knight getting disabled by the Rasta wards and the Shackle, and he goes down, doesn't get any cast off. Huge defense here by MUFC, going after the Clockwork Goblin now, and Clockwork Goblin as well will die. I cannot believe they just won that 3v5. That was a huge defense by MUFC. And EXE is going to have to escape here. This haste from Slardar is now gone, and the Lycan Wolf is going to block this off a little bit as Lycan tries to escape. He doesn't have boots yet, and that is the only reason that the Slardar is keeping up. DD on the Puck now. Here comes the orb. Will he catch up? He gets the orb off, and he doesn't get the reality right off. That could have been a kill on Slithering Guard, just a few hits off. Though these guys do have the disables, a couple more slows, I think is going to prevent Lycan. There's the Shackle shot. Puck in a little bit of trouble now. Yeah, indeed, he's going to take a lot of damage, and there it is. Puck gets picked off. Way overextending and taking out these wolves slowly but surely. Huge win there for MUFC. I thought EXE was gonna continue that push. They got that huge team fight. They picked off the tower. I thought they were even gonna take off a tier 2 tower, but 3 heroes from MUFC TPing in and just winning the fight, dropping those wards, picking off the Omni Knight. Slardar got a huge stun off, disabling so many heroes. And Omni Knight was unable to contribute, especially because of his low farm. Does he even have... Yeah, this is all he has, guys. 373 mana, or 77 mana. Once he runs out of mana, he's out. That's it. Are there Arcane Boots on his team? I don't think so. There's a Medallion on Lycanthrope. No Arcane on Clockwork. Of course, Vengeful Spirit doesn't even have boots yet. He will purchase those now. And Puck himself. Puck does have Arcane Boots, but that is it, man. Omni Knight in a weird situation. He needs to farm up a Arcane Boots. He's got about 300 gold to go. Puck now in the bot lane. They will be ganking whoever ends up coming down here, but they actually are going to hard retreat. Alright, Puck with the bottle. He will be bottling up the Illusion Rune. Going to be ganking with this. If you guys are just tuning in, we're watching EXE versus MUFC. This is a best of 5 series. So there is plenty more Dota to go this morning, or this evening, or wherever you guys happen to be. Here comes the initiation. They're going on that Omni Knight. If he gets the repel off, will it happen? Here comes the slow. There's the first slow. He finally gets the repel off. Nice stun cancel by Sharky. Apparently the ulti does go through Magic Immune targets. I was not quite aware from that. That would have been a really hard gank to get off, though. The chances of them getting close enough before they could stun the Omni Knight were very, very unlikely. Amp damage is still on here. and they will back up. The Clockwork hookshot is just a second too short. Look at that. That was literally less than 100 distance, and Clockwork could have initiated on one of those heroes, most likely catching, at the very least, Crystal Maiden and maybe Lich as well. Slaughter picking up a Vitality booster. He's going to finish his Vanguard next, and he just needs to get that Ring of Health. Will they come back down? Are they going to get disables off on the Vengeful Spirit? Vengeful Spirit does have boots, but we will have chain disables, and that's going to be it for Venge. Nice repel there. He's going to swap and throwing stun on the Crystal Maiden, and the huge stun from Slytherin Guard. That's going to keep the Lycan from killing the Crystal Maiden for just a second. But I think Slaughter will be able to pick off that Vengeful Spirit. Lich goes down first, though, and Clockwork Goblin, is he going to save him? Clockwork Goblin saving the Vengeful Spirit, traps in the Slaughter. The neutral creeps are going to allow Slaughter to escape because of that battery assault, changing targets, and Lycan will immediately switch his goal to go back in a neutral lane. But in the meantime, Rasta going to be destroying the top lane. Nice orb from Puck, going to do some good damage here. And will they have a glyph left over? That's the real question. Are they going to be able to stop the damage? And I think while they do end up glyphing, and the wards kill it anyways, there's enough ward damage. Puck will ulti on the Windrunner. He just needs the AoEs, and there he goes. AoEs land down. There's the Hex and the Lightning. Rasta going to do as much as possible. The Shackle and the Creeps. The Creeps are hitting the Puck. Will he be able to survive? He pops the wand. It's going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. Does his first bottle, second, third bottle. And will be healing up. Just barely surviving. Good reaction time there. And very, very good decision making from Rasta. Deciding, oh, dude, I've got 4 creeps to wail on Puck here. He's got no armor. And this is going to work out. And it just about did. Very, very good attempt by Shadow Shaman. He's actually going for his Aghanim Scepter. Not going to go for a Blink Dagger. And Omni in the mid lane a little aggressive here. Not quite sure what he's going for. But nobody is around, man. Gotta be careful. He does have his Arcane Boots finally, so it's going to keep his mana pool up a little bit, but he may need a Soul Ring as well to supplement that. Vanguard will be completed soon by the Slaughter. Lycan is still in the jungle. He's up to Power Treads now. Vengeful Spirit continuing the warding. Still another smoke on him. And there's the Vanguard completed by Slaughter. Slaughter is so tanky now, 1500 HP, 8 base armor. It means it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a decent amount of time before Lycan is actually ready to fight off that Slaughter. So nice stun by the Centaur, really talented stun by the neutral Centaur. Let me tell you. And Vengeful swinging through, may go for a gank on the bot lane. Who's down here? It's gonna be Clockwork Goblin. He just has an earn finish, 1200 gold for him. We'll see what kind of boots he goes for. Maybe he'll finish Vanguard first. But against this team, he may want to get a fast pipe. It's hard to say though. Slardar is also doing big damage. Windrunner has mech completed, phase mech. He's doing very good. Not gonna land a shackle shot. There is the amp damage. Nice cogs by Clockwork Goblin, and they know it would be a pain in the ass for him to go on that, but the hook shot will miss. It does run into some creeps. Vengeful Spirit, will he get the swap off? It's not gonna happen. They just barely escaped there. Either one of those Scourge heroes could have gotten picked off, most definitely. Puck now with the point booster. Very surprising. Puck may be getting an Aghanims, which is not the most typical Puck item ever. Almost always see him get a Blink Dagger first. Maybe he'll get Blink Dagger now. Maybe he just wanted that point booster to boost up his HP without having to buy something like a Bracer that he wouldn't necessarily want long range. And actually, I really like this idea. This is basically Puck coupled with a Lycan. Lycan's primary disable is that heroes run away from him. And if you get a Puck who gets an Aghanim Scepter, those heroes are not going to be able to run. They're going to have to stay in position even longer. It really increases the tether duration, holds the players in place. I don't know if it increases the cooldown, but I believe it increases stun duration and damage as well. So that's going to be more AoE disable and minus movement speed essentially for a lot of those Scourge heroes, so Lycan will be able to do a pretty good job. The Cog is ineffective, and we're going to see the heal from the Clockwork Goblin, though. And here comes Slardar. Slardar looking for a disable. Lycan is coming through. Will he pick off the Lich? He does indeed. The slows are just huge here. The Chain Frost keeping the Clockwork Goblin alive, and Slardar looks like he's changing targets. He's a little scared now. There's disables on the Puck. Puck is going to phase shift out. Lycan picking off, I'm sorry, that was Slardar picking, I'm sorry, Rasta picking off another hero. Lycan finally getting disabled. His slows are gone, and there's the repel on the Lycan now. Rasta does drop. The ward's doing decent damage, and Clockwork Goblin, I'm sorry, Crystal Maiden, will he be able to survive here? Lycan throw up actually pretty fast, despite his ulti being off, and will he clean up the wards? He may just wait a second here. He's going to probably wait till his ulti cools down. Does he have time? He's actually got 50 seconds here. There's the repel on the Lycan. He's going to be running past. Crystal Maiden will not be able to disable this. It's level 1 repel, so there's the slow minus, and the heal is on either Omni Knight or the Lycan. Or actually missed the Lycan, a little weird. So, oh, big mistake by MUFC. Lich and the Crystal Maiden both picking up an earn here. A little bit of redundancy between the two heroes. Both heroes very squishy, though. They need to get that Frost Armor up. It will reduce the attack speed of Lycan by about 20% when he's slapping on him. Just can't make the difference between surviving, but wow, Lich really just getting picked off every team fight so far. Crystal Maiden the same. They definitely are going to want their Ghost Scepters as fast as possible, but it's going to be a while before they end up picking those up. Windrunner going for a Force Staff now, which is going to help them stay away. Any support hero that is getting chased, it can Force Staff him out of there, and look at that, using the Medallion on those wolves to pull a little EXP. That's a cool little trick. Pull the Centaurs towards the Lycan while he's CSing a different camp. And will we see another team fight? Lycan does have his ulti. He's not a full HP, but we're going to see Omni Knight and Fairy Dragon coming, but there's the heals on the Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope in some trouble. He does get repelled right before the stun from Slardar, and that is going to keep him alive. He's down to 600 HP there, so definitely a good save reaction time by Omni Knight. Lycan back in the jungle. He will heal up a little bit as a result. And DD on the Lich, pretty scary, man. Does he have his ultimate? He's going to drop a nuke down. It's going on the Omni Knight. There's the stun as well. Will they be able to pick off the Lich? They do. Don't even need to use Lycan attacking that. And there's the Hex. Lycan in a little bit of trouble, but the ulti from Puck is going to keep these heroes in position. Shadow Shaman's ulti is gone, or is ready to go, but there's the Shackles on the Lycan. Lycan's going to have to run away now. His HP is just too low, and the ulti is low as well. Crystal Maiden gets picked off by Lycan. His ulti is about to drop, and indeed it is right now gone, and there's a big Shackle shot. Nice purification. Actually going to be offensive against Rasta. There is the repel, but will Lycan be able to make it out? He's trapped in. There's the Guardian Angel. Let's get to keep him alive for just long enough. Keeps everybody up here. Lycan will be chasing. He pops the Howl. They are going after Slardar. He will have to try for a TP in the back corner. And Puck coming through. Is it going to be enough? I think they're going to be able to damage him. And indeed, they swap him out. And that's it. Slardar gets picked off. Very, very good team fight there by EXE. Winning a 4. Having 4 kills on the board. Which is really, really big. Holy crap, man. Sentinel Heroes pushing on the tier 2 tower. EXE in a big advantage, 10 kill advantage here. A lot of MUFC fanboys surely, unfortunately, are surely unhappy about this. But who's gonna? Someone's saying get a defusal in the chat, but who's gonna pick it up, man? Puck actually initiated there. I did not expect that at all. Going on the Fairy Dragon, I think he picked him off pretty much solo there. He is level 14, so his Waning Rift doing good damage with that Illusory Orb. He's up to 1700 gold. Probably gonna pick up 8 Aghanims and another 400. Another ping check. Everybody looks pretty much the same since the start of the game. And here comes the Roshan attempt by the Sentinel team. Lycanthrope does have that Medallion with that Black King bar. It's going to make a big difference. And then upcoming team fights can be able to repel someone else. And Omni Knight, despite getting absolutely underfarmed here with just those Arcane Boots and that Bracer, making a big difference. And Lycan is going to pick up the Aegis. We have a Quelling Blade drop, no big loss there.
A player's forces are under attack.
Lich going for power treads. He knows he's a little underfarmed, needs more HP. Shadow Shaman with that Aghanim Scepter. But the Omni Knight really proving to be an issue. He has so many survivability techniques, especially that Guardian Angel, just absolutely renders the Shadow Shaman wards useless, completely useless. Or unless you find 1 out of 64 damage useful, just reduces your damage so much. Rocket's going to try to push the top lane a little bit. Nice Rocket. And the Sentinel team going to be looking to take a lot of towers now, since they do have the carry advantage. Lycan is now way more farmed than Slardar. They have more kills. And Clockwork Goblin going to initiate. He's going to find the Crystal Maiden, and that's it. Don't even need to cog on that. Going on the Rasta now. There's a big ulti by Puck. Black King bar on the Lycan. That's it. Rasta's going to go down for sure. Swapping on the Lich as well, and a big mistake from MUFC there. They were way too close. Clockwork Goblin able to initiate. This is why you pick up the Hero Man. Picks off Crystal Maiden immediately, and then Lich and Rasta making a little bit of mistake there, backing up, and as a result they swap, and BKB Lycan were able to pick off those heroes. The tier 2 tower will drop in the mid lane, and MUFC currently at a 1 tower disadvantage, not a huge amount, but they will go for a Rax now. Since they have 5 mid, there are 3 heroes down, 23 seconds left on the Rasta. So not going to get those defensive wards anytime soon. That this tower is going to fall. We may see the Rax before Rasta even respawns. Will the Glyph happen? Still no Glyph. Going on the Rax now. Going on the melee Rax. They want to pick that off. There's a power shot. But melee Rax will drop. We may see the Glyph. Nope, no Glyph, guys. Rasta 4 seconds left. And that is a just really, really well done Rax. They're going to leave the Wolves on the range. They're a little paranoid, I guess. I would love to see him resummon Wolves and send them back in to take out the Rax. But I'm a little surprised they didn't pick off the range, but probably didn't want to chance it. There's the TPs to the bot lane. Slardar will have to back off now. It's just Omni Knight, but not too much he can do about that. Gonna have Repel level 2 currently. And Purification going to pick off a couple creeps, so... Slardar still around. He does pop his haste, though. Will they catch up? Are we going to see a Rocket Clockwork Goblin popping the battery assault, and Slardar's going to have to run a different way? He dodges the hook. That is pretty good for Slardar. But Omnia in position, putting the slow on him. What is our Degenerate? 4. 28% slow. The, wow, so much damage. Double damage puck plus Purification, and there we go. Slardar will get picked off in just a second. He's creep locked completely in there. And Juke EXE picks off the kill. Very, very nice gank. 25 to 10. EXE in a really, really commanding fashion here against MUFC. They're playing so good. Lycan now going to the top lane. He's got 4 kick hold. Probably going to get either a heart or a major damage item. Maybe like a Monkey King Bar or a Stygian Desolator or an AC. Something like that. He's going to pop his ulti. He's got somewhere to be, man. And he's the benefit of that ulti cooldown only being about 40 seconds now. Once you hit that level 3, you're going to spend, you know, at least 50% of the team fight in Lycan form. Or at least you can pop it twice, generally. Another smoke brought to the Rasta. They're still at a huge disadvantage here, so it's going to be really hard for MUFC to pull out the win. Django picked up on Vengeful Spirit. There's the hood on the Clockwork Goblin. He's got a Vanguard completed as well. He'll probably be going for that pipe pretty soon. He's going to probably wait about 20 seconds here, check for a rune. EXE knows the push will be top next. Force Staff is finished on the Windrunner. A little bit of stacked camp, but they will clear that out. Man, stacks, oh, I'm sorry. They just look the same when you give him a cold aura. Watch, he's going to turn red. Oh no, it's Frost Armor, sorry. Frost Armor is putting the slow on them, which changes his color to a regular Ursa despite only being a level 4. See, look. Normal. Alright, couple nukes coming through here. Was that a scroll of TP that was killed? It looked like a TP scroll. I guess he's just going to kill his TP scroll. And he's actually picking up a Necro Book. Very interesting. Necro Book level 2 on the Lycan. It's going to boost up his mana levels. Very cool item, actually. It's going to allow him to push. Let me see his int gain. It's going to gain probably like 20 int. Yeah, look at that. Gaining like 300 mana there. Pretty big numbers. Yeah, 130 times 2. 260 mana gain to Lycanthrope. It's going to boost up his strength as well, giving him 12 strength. And the demons are actually going to be full movement speed. Since they are pet summons, once he turns on his ulti, it basically makes all of his pets go, or basically all Lycan-controlled units go full movement speed. So if he gets a Helm of the Dominator, he can also get a full movement speed Centaur, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. And he's going to have full movement speed Necronomicon units, so he's going to get the mana burn off. He's going to get the auto-attacking dude to do damage as well, so that's going to be pretty sweet in this upcoming team fight. He doesn't quite have the Necro 3, but once he does get it, that's even so. True Sight, going to make a big difference. And here we go, going to have a team fight in a second. There's a Shackle Shot. Necros have been disabled. Who will kill the Necro unit? Looks like somebody does not take the pure damage. Looks like the tower picked it off. They still have the good one left over. Amp damage is on the Lycanthrope. He's only got about 4.5 armor here. Will they push up? I'm a little surprised. There's the swap, though. They're going to be going on the Windrunner. Great pickoff. Will they be able to get him, though? It's not going to happen. Puck will ulti, landing on every hero except for the Windrunner. Lycan now chasing, going hard on the Lich, but not seeing a lot of Frost Armor, and he will pick off Lich. I don't even think we saw a Chain Frost. Going on Rasta now. So many low armor heroes on MUFC. Godlike Streak here on the Lycanthrope, and Fairy Dragon will be disabled now. 27 to 11. Wards will get cleaned up, and the push will come. Puck going head-to-head now with Slardar. He will actually back up all the way. Clockwork Goblin taking initiation. He's actually in a lot of trouble. He will get picked off. Wow. Repel is not enough there. Lycanthrope will also go down, but he does have the Aegis. He will respawn here. And a pretty big defense so far by MUFC. There's the Lycan ulti going on the Crystal Maiden, and we're going to need one more hit. Are they going to be able to get it? He doesn't want to go in against the Slaughter Stun. Will someone just hit the tower, man? Lycan needs to just hit the tower or clear the creep wave, and EXE is actually going to back off here, not feeling safe enough, and a little bit of a mistake by EXE, not able to pick off the Windrunner at the very initiation of that team fight. Despite the swap, the cogs were ineffective. I think he tried to cog Windrunner in as they swapped him, and it just basically cogged everybody else in. So a pretty big mistake there by EXE. They still have Arax up, but not the best situation ever. Gonna save the game up. 29 minutes in. If you guys, if you're having stream lag problems, you need to reduce the quality. I'm streaming from America. I don't know where you guys live, but sometimes there are bottlenecks in the transfers throughout the world, basically. Or you can try refreshing as well. but I can almost guarantee it's not on my end. Alright, Puck now with the ultimate orb, a little surprisingly. Not going to take advantage of that point booster other than for the base stats, but he's up to 2k gold here. A little surprised about the ultimate orb. Maybe he will go for a sheep stick, but I mean, that will make a big difference. Or a blink dagger. Oh, he does have his blink dagger, so I'm a little surprised he doesn't have his Aghanims completed, to be honest, but there's a Necro 3 most likely. Yes, indeed, Necro 3 plus a Plate Mail. Very good stuff. Plate Mail and Lycanthrope going to really increase his survivability by about 60%? No, is it 30? I can't remember. And the Dire team coming for a gank on the Lycan. There's the AoE slow. A little bit of mistake there. Are they going to get the disable off? There's the first Hex. Surprisingly, Lycan has not ultied this yet. He does have his ulti. There's the BKB ulti. He finally pops it, waits for a few nukes, and will Ross to get picked off by the Clockwork Goblin and the Puck. He does go down. Lycan, the giant Lycan, now going on Lich. Lich drops. We're getting leg. There is a leg. Lycan's going to run away. Still more leg. I don't know if this is everybody or just me. And they're going to pick off these wards. And MUFC calls a good game. We're going to game 2, guys. EXE is going to pull out the win for game 1. And we will be right back with the finals of the ROCCAT Gosucup, number 4.